Hi there. Welcome to this meeting today where we're going to go over shadow work and unmet needs uh, as we do emotional repression work for those of us who have experienced narcissistic abuse. Let me adjust my camera here a little bit. So I don't know if I get it. Oh, here we go. Okay. So welcome. And the first thing we usually do in our meetings is we check into our body and see how we're feeling. So I want you to just take a few moments right now and close your eyes and notice how you're feeling and put words to it. This is how we create emotional literacy. And I'm feeling, fill in the blank. I'm feeling stressed. I'm feeling stressed, for instance. I'm feeling calm. Calm, whatever it is for you. Check into your body. And I encourage people to do this throughout the day. And it helps bring the body mind here in the present moment. Because often our mind is over here ruminating and our body is holding all this energy and they're disconnected. So in doing this, we're aligning the mind body. And this is how a lot of transformation happens. And if you do mindfulness practices, I also encourage you to do that as well. For instance, if you're walking, just say walking, 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 eating, 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 whatever it is for you, because our devices that we're using throughout the day really keeps us disconnected and distracted, and we're not here in the present moment. And that's where a lot of transformation happens. So that is a really foundational practice that I encourage everyone to do. Uh, so the other thing I recommend is to have a journal. So always have your journal when we're doing this work so you can write down your discoveries of what you find out. And we do a lot of discovery work here. So today we're going to work on the shadow. And a lot of people hear that term, shadow work, shadow work. Oh, it's my shadow, but I think a lot of people don't even know what that really is. So, in simple kind of lay terms, it's what we judge other people to be, whether it's negative or positive. So, if you see a person in a positive light or a negative light, that is your shadow. You're disowning that and projecting that out there. Because often what we see out there is actually in here, and often it can be buried, especially if it's a judgment. So we're going to do some discovery work around that today. So what I want you to do is get into a really comfortable position. We're going to do some guided work in these meetings often. And just for a little bit of context, often those of us who have been in a relationship with some narcissistic abuse or grew up in a dysfunctional family, often we had to disown our own power or sense of agency in order to stay in that relationship. So often we shadowed it out onto our parents, our siblings, or even we shadowed it out onto our partner. And so that's what we discover here, is that we shadowed out that energy onto something out there rather than own it within here. And we discover that here. So as you get into a really comfortable position, I want you just to be here and notice. Notice the sensations in your body. This is the foundation of this work. Notice the sensations in your body. Become aware of your breath. Notice how your body expands on the inhalation and contracts on the exhalation. And allow your breath to breathe you rather than you breathing your breath. Just become your breath. Getting in touch with our parasympathetic nervous system. Allowing everything that's working in the background of our life just to do its job and observing that. Noticing any thoughts that come up without trying to grasp those. Allowing those to come and go in awareness, naturally and effortlessly. Notice any feelings that are arising. And to do the shadow work, I want you to bring up a situation in the last day, week, or month when you judge someone. It could be either negatively or positively. Let's start with a negative one. We call that shadow boxing. So bring up someone in your mind's eye who you judged negatively and make that quality conscious, whatever that was. They were fill in the blank, or you are fill in the blank. Notice what's happening in the interaction with them, perhaps why you're judging them. And notice what's happening in your body at the same time. And as a side, you might even notice how you're angry or sad or afraid because of that. We're not really going to get into much of the repressed emotions today, but you might just notice that if you're feeling angry in the interaction or sad, notice that. And then I'd like you to bring up a situation in which you judge someone positively. They are successful or perfect, or they have it so together, whatever that is for you. They are fill in the blank. Notice what's happening in the interaction when that judgment arises in your mind's eye. Notice how you're feeling in your body. What emotion arises. And then I'd like you to write that down in your journal. As we open our eyes, gently open your eyes and notice the colors, the shapes, the textures in the room in which you're at. And then I'd like you to reverse whatever your discovery was. So, and actually bring it on yourself. So, for instance, if your discovery was they are successful, say I am successful, and feel that no in the body. If there is a no in the body, feel that contraction. And then you might even say, I can't be successful. I can't be successful. I can't be successful. Right into that contraction, wherever that is in the body. I can't be successful. I can't. And notice that trauma command or that trauma response that we've talked about. I can't, I can't, I can't. Acknowledging that I can't, I can't. Often the trauma response keeps us from feeling our repressed emotions. So even saying those throughout the day can help thaw out our frozen emotions. So I encourage you to try that. Now, I want you to try the other one. So if that was for the shadow boxing, sorry, the shadow hugging, I can be successful. I can't. Now try the shadow boxing, whatever that negative judgment was of the other person. They are fake. I can be fake. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. Notice that trauma response in the body. I can't. I can't be fake. I can't. I can't. I can't. Now we're going to go into we're doing like a little bit of repression work there, but we're going to do the 3-2-1. The 3-2-1 shadow process that was created by Ken Wilbur. So which one of those did you have the most energy on, or the most contraction in the body? The shadow hugging or the shadow boxing one? I want you to pick the one that you have the most energy on. So for me, let's say it was I can be fake. So that's my negative judgment. It's probably the negative one that you have more energy on, but not always. So the first part of the 3-2-1 process is so you pick the one with the most energy on it when we reversed it and pointed it towards ourselves and acknowledged how we can't be that way. And often, just for context, we often had to bury these notions of ourselves, or we couldn't be that way as a child in order to get love and safety from our caregivers. So we had to bury whatever we discover there. And we could do the utility on that just for reference. We're not going to do that right now, but we could discover, what do I get out of not being fake, for instance? And we would discover, I get love and safety. Just for context, for those of you who have been doing this work for a while. But we're not going to do that today. So what I want you to do is, but you can do that when you write in your journal. When you find that discovery in your journal, we always want to do the utility on what our discovery was. So what do I get out of not being fake, or not being whatever that was, fill in the blank. And you can go to my website and download these tools for reference. So they're kind of a cheat sheet. If you go under resources at jenfoxley.com and print that out for a quick reference. So the first part of the 3-2-1 shadow process is spotting it. So we just spotted it, whatever that quality was, we spot it. And this is how we did it through that guided meditation. Now, part 2 is to dialogue with it. So what I want you to do is look at an object in your room, and I want you to imagine that that object embodies that quality. Or perhaps I embody that quality, or you can visualize someone in your mind's eye that embodies that quality. And I want you to take some time and dialogue with it. And you might grab a piece of paper and a pen and just write down what comes up for you as you dialogue with that quality. So I'm going to give you a few moments here and write that quality down. And you can even talk to that quality in kind of stream of consciousness. I'll give you an example. Oh, I hate how you are so fake. I can't go deep with you, and I feel like we're just on the surface, and I really want to connect with you. But I can't, because we're always on the surface and it doesn't feel safe. Perhaps you weaponize our connection when I go deep, whatever that is for you. See how you can keep going with that? So keep dialoguing with either that person that represents that quality, or the object in your body. And you can pause this video if you need more time. Now, the last part of this exercise is to own it. So spot it, dialogue, own it. How in your life can you be that quality? So I want you to look back in your own life and see how you have been. My example was fake. How have I been fake in my life? I could say, yeah, when I go to a job interview, I have to kind of be more superficial, put on my mask, and only present a certain quality of myself, just as an example. So look in your own life. How have you been that quality, that shadow that you had to bury in your own life? So in that way, we start to integrate it. This is all mostly cognitive. We're not really getting into the buried emotions here, but this is a really important discovery. So I want you to take a moment, maybe look at yourself as a child and start there. How in your own life, starting in childhood, have you had this quality yourself and maybe started to bury it starting in childhood because for whatever reason, other kids judged you for it or what have you. So take some time with that. And I can be fill in the blank. Take some time with that. Okay, if you need more time, you can pause this video. Um, so that's the 3-2-1 shadow process. And when you discover these judgments you have about other people, you can do this process in your journal. And then also you can do the utility on it. What do I get out of not being fake, for instance? And you can write that down in your journal. That's the utility inquiry. What do I get out of not being fake? Or what do I get out of not being mean? Whatever it was for you. So journaling is a very important part of this process here. It's part of the bringing that mind-body connection online again. So the last exercise we're going to do today, and this is really going to lead up into the next meeting that we're going to have, and that is that we are going to just take some time and discover what our unmet needs are in life. So this is a lot about it's really a journaling exercise. So I want you to write down what in your life that you did not get from your caregivers, and maybe you're expecting your partner, your romantic partner, your friends to give you that you did not get in childhood. And this can be set up for a lot of suffering in our life. So take some time. I want you to take some time and write down what needs did you not get as a child that you wish you had. And we might even not even know what it is because we never got it. So we might even like imagine someone who seems like they got everything that they needed in life that wasn't even on our radar because we just had no no consciousness of it. It was so outside of the realm of our existence. So take some time with that. Might be I never got approval as a child. I'm not heard, not acknowledged. What do you need or want in your life that you're not getting? I need connection. I need comfort. I need safety. Write all these down. And then again, we're going to use the reverse inquiry to get into the energy in the body and find the contraction in the body that's holding that energy of I didn't get my needs met and I need those needs met. So let's start with some of the examples I gave, and you can fill in the blank for yourself. I don't, and we're going to reverse it. I don't need validation from my partner. I need validation. 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 Just acknowledging what's already here in the background, and we might not even be conscious of the fact that we need validation. So we're working with that. I need validation. I need validation. And we write these down in our journal. They're programs and conditioning that we're unconscious of. Often, we're not even conscious that we need validation. So we create drama in our life because we need validation. We're not conscious of it. And it's an unhealthy way of getting validation, trying to get validation by creating drama. See how this can transform our life in a really deep way by making that conscious. Let's keep going. I don't need safety. We're reversing it. See, to get to the energy in the body. We poke the bear and then check the bear. I don't need safety. I need safety. I need safety. I need safety. Making that conscious. I need safety. I need safety. I need safety. I need safety. And repeating that into the contraction in the body, wherever that is. I don't need love. Let's try that one. I don't need love. I need love. I need love. Or whatever your words were. I need love. I need love. I need love. I need love. Stay with it. I don't need their approval. That's a big one. Use your words if approval isn't something that you need. Try that. I need their approval. I need their approval. I need their approval. I need their approval. Making this conscious is really powerful because they're working all these programs are working in the background. We're not conscious of it. So that's what we're doing here. We're making it conscious. I need their approval. Their approval. Okay, so try those two exercises out, the shadow work and then the unmet needs. Keep those in your journal and keep reversing them. With the shadow, bring it to yourself. I can be. And then for the unmet needs, I don't need whatever that unmet need is. And doing the reverse inquiry with that. So I hope this was really helpful. And next week, we're going to work on discovering whatever our dominant repressed emotion is a little bit and trying to figure out, okay, am I more of a sadness repressor, an anger repressor? We all repress fear. So, and we use these discoveries with the shadow work and the unmet needs to get to our buried emotions. And once we work with our buried, repressed emotions by acknowledging them, they're buried, so they're hiding from us. They don't want us to see them. But by acknowledging them, all these patterns, the shadows start to disappear. The unmet needs they aren't controlling our life in the background as much. And we're not trying to really the point is not to really get rid of the shadows. It's not to not have any needs, but it's a byproduct of doing the repression work. Let's just take a moment to acknowledge all the energies that came up for us today in this session, thanking them. Sending them a love, allowing all the energies to be just as it is. That's the foundation of this work. Often in today's world, there's a lot of talk about bypassing or reframing or trying to get rid of bad feelings or whatever. Here we actually acknowledge the bad feelings instead of pushing them away. Because as we know, whatever we resist persists. So welcoming everything that's here is the ground of this work. We can't have any transformation if we're constantly resisting what's here right now. So let's start with that. And thanks for listening. See you next week.